people didn't vote for the Labour Party's change to be a change for the worse. They really had some...
Welcome back to Political Horizon. Today you'll see exactly why so many voters feel betrayed as Labour MPs stand up in Parliament and tear down their own party's barefaced lies.
And let's be clear, this wasn't in our manifesto. The Labour Party as a whole.
Welfare cuts no one voted for, grooming gang excuses no one believes, and smug ministers pretending you're too blind to notice. Stick with me because what you're about to hear might shock you.
This is not only backed by recent polling by opinion that shows Muslims are deeply concerned, majority of them, about grooming gangs.
And before we get into the raw footage, ask yourself this. Why does the mainstream media stay silent when MPs themselves break ranks to expose the truth?
Letters from leading figures, demonstrations on the streets, and so much more.
Let's get into it, but remember, share this video, hit like, and stay till the end because you won't hear this anywhere else.
Voted for what people wanted when they voted in July last year. Why was it not in their manifesto? Why did they not put in their manifesto that they were going to cut the winter fuel payment, that they were going to keep the two-child cap, and that they were going to push 150,000 more disabled people into poverty? Is it perhaps because she realised how deeply unpopular and wrong these changes would be?
I mean, it was, I don't expect her to have read every line of our manifesto, but reforming the benefits system was in our manifesto, and so too is our commitment to tackling child poverty. And I would say I am beyond proud that the Chancellor...
Yesterday, the Minister stood up to me and answered me. The Secretary of State said, I do not expect the Honourable Member to have read every line of our manifesto, but reforming the benefit system was in it. It wasn't! It wasn't! Reforming the benefit system was not in the Labour manifesto. It said, review universal credit. It said, look at employment support. It did not say, reform the benefit system.
Hold on, did you catch that? It wasn't in the manifesto. Well, colour me shocked. Who honestly expected the Labour lot to stick to their word? Drop a comment. Do you trust a single promise they make anymore?
The government is going to have a hell of a time when they get this through to the Lords, because the Lords are going to know that this was not in the Labour Party's manifesto. And if you were going to reform the welfare system...
I think of the disabled people who had hope in their hearts a year ago when a Labour government was elected after 14 years. And let's be clear, this wasn't in our manifesto. The Labour Party as a whole hasn't approved this, and it's being rushed through. And I think we need...
But people didn't vote for the Labour Party's change to be a change for the worse. They really had some faith, you know. They had some faith in the Labour Party. I've still got a little bit faith left. It's draining out of us.
If you can't keep your promises, don't make them in the first place.
Brace yourself, this part's painfully grim to watch, I won't lie.
As a Member of Parliament for one of the largest constituencies of Muslim and Pakistani heritage people, Muslims, I know the sheer anger and condemnation that the vast majority of them share, like all Britons, against those that commit these vile actions and vile sexual abuse. This is not only backed by recent polling by opinion that shows Muslims are deeply concerned, majority of them, about grooming gangs, but by sermons in mosques, letters from leading figures, demonstrations on the streets, and so much more, often not given the media coverage that they deserve. I am pleased to see the National Crime Agency will be involved in the future inquiries, and let me reiterate in this House that British Muslims stand on the side of victims and support the full force of the law against all perpetrators of abuse. But would the Home Secretary agree with me that those that display selective outrage or fan the flames to blame entire communities do nothing to protect innocent victims or further the cause?
So, what do you think? Did that sound like leadership or damage control? And do you believe they'll change? Let's keep the debate alive. I'll be reading your comments. Hit the like button now to break the silence. Subscribe to Political Horizon so you're not left in the dark when the next cover-up breaks. And share this with someone who still thinks these ministers deserve your vote.